Shalom. Yeah. Glad to see you all this morning. We are so thankful for the Holy Spirit. Thank you for the presence of God in this place. Today I want to share something that God have been put in my heart for this couple of weeks. Yeah, but I haven't changed to share the words of God. So today, this morning, I want to share a little bit. As we know that sometimes they call that God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, right? We are all know about this. It's been so favorite and is popular in this in the Bible. But the things is what God has been put in my heart. There's something different about this. If you look at the life of Abraham and Isaac, yes, indeed, that it seems that God of Abraham or God of Isaac is fit for them. Why is that? Because if you look at their life, the history of their lives, the Abraham and Isaac, they have a good history of their lives since beginning of their lives, right? But if you notice Jacob in the beginning of their life, his life, it's kind of, it seems not fit for him. Even the meaning of Jacob itself, it doesn't fit for God of Jacob. Jacob, the meaning of Jacob is deceive. At first, I didn't realize about this, but some things I want to share this morning. Why the Bible, why God still keep want to the title like that, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, still until this time that it will still in the Bible. So something different about Jacob, that God still choose Jacob to be a God of Jacob. So this morning I want to share a little bit about this. Okay, so before we continue, we want to look at first about the life of Isaac and Rebecca. Okay, these couples at the beginning of their lives, this couple, even they were devoted Christian families, but sometimes it happens to them, and sometimes it happened to us that Rebecca was barren. She was not able to have the baby at that time. But from this verse, Isaac give us the example how we should do if we are in these situations. And Isaac prayed to God. Pray to God. That's the good example what we should do in the situations like this. And God answered his prayer, and God gave them a child. But not only one, but two. Have a bonus, twin, right? Okay, the things is a little bit different. God gave them twins, and usually, as we know that twins is the appearance of twins usually looks like each other. Okay, especially identical. Most of them have also the same taste, the same feeling, same anything. Oh, and even they have strong connection each other. The same connection. For example, if one of them got sick, the other also got sick. Usually identical. They have strong connections. Okay, but how about Jacob and Esau? Let's see. Start beginning from the Genesis 25, verse 22. But the children struggled together within her. in the beginning, since they were in her womb, the Bible said that the children struggle together. This is not only different. The twins not only different, but even in her womb, they were fighting. So in the Bible said that if all is well, why am I like this? In Indonesia, that almost, why do I need to live if this happened to me? Okay? So not only different, but contradict each other. Since they were in her womb, they were fighting already. Can you imagine? Okay, so she went to inquire of the Lord. And 23, and the Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb. 2 people shall be separated from your body. 1 people shall be stronger than the others, and the older shall serve the younger. This is 2 different things. The older shall serve the younger. Okay, let's see for a moment this. So, does Rebecca knows about this? Huh? Does Rebecca knows about this? That they will have the baby, that 2 nations, and then the older will serve the younger. Of course, God speak to her, right? Rebecca knows about this really well. But how about Isaac? Does he knows about this? Of course. Both of them knows really well about this. God speak to them that there will be 2 nations. There will be the older shall serve the younger. Okay? Just put note about this. Okay? Next, in verse 25. This is what happened. And the first came out red. He was like a hairy garment all over. Hairy garment. So they call his name Esau. Esau meaning hairy. Okay? And afterward, his brother came out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So his name was called Jacob. Okay, so this is, okay, for the identical twins, usually, if one comes first and the other will comes about maybe 1 hour or more, that's usually identical. So can you imagine in this time, in this case, just right away, can you imagine they should be really identical? Because just right away after Esau, and then the next is Jacob with the hand reach and hold the Esau's heel. Not only reach, not in the Good News translation, that holding on tightly. Holding on tightly. Okay. Just think for a moment about this. Is it possible for the baby to hold that they have in mind even when they were in mom's womb, to do the will, what his mind, what they really want to do, hold? Is it possible? Huh? Darlene? Yeah. Okay. If the parents want her to do something, maybe now. But when she was a baby, okay, hold this one. Right? Is it possible for the baby hold tightly. For me, I think it's impossible. That's impossible that the baby, since they were in her womb, that he could like hold tightly. For me, this is, I don't know, for the mom, is it possible? Huh? I don't think so. So I thought that, oh, maybe, just maybe, Jacob is like a coincidence that his hand has his hand is straight first. So because just his hand is straight out first, or touched Esau's heel, maybe just like that, maybe. But for me, one thing that God wants to show us, that God is in control everything, even for the baby, even when they were in a mom's womb. God control everything, anything. Amen. Okay, the next thing in verse 27. So the boys grew, and Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field. Verse 26, about them, beginning of their life. Verse 27, just one verse different, that the boys grew. How long it takes? One verse, but how long it takes? From verse 26 to 27? It takes until from they were born until maybe youth. So it takes many years, right? It takes long time. But God put only, in the Bible, only one verse. There's nothing in the Bible, in commentary, or anything that shows the activity between them in that period of time. There's nothing mentioned about them. Until this 27, the boys grew. And Esau is skillful hunter, like to hunting in the field, life in the field, man of the field. Esau is just like the man with the muscle man. Like to hunting, live in the, maybe usually for hunting, they're gonna stay in the field for days, more than 1 day, of course. And different with Jacob. Jacob was a mild man. It's some translation that Jacob was calm person and dwelling in tents. Help the because of calm. Some commentary said that he helps Isaac's business. Help him because he was old. Isaac was old. So help the business, do the business, have responsible in their community or in their families. But Esau is different kind of people. It's just do what he wants to do, what he likes to do. Just catch his hobby to go hunting. No responsible. So different kind of person between Esau and Jacob. Totally. Not only different the appearance, like one is with muscle, one with the mind, always thinking something. One with always muscle and ego and everything. Totally different. That just show in verse 27. Okay? And the next thing, what happened to the parents in 28? That Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game. Isaac loved to eat meat. Not like me, maybe. Esau loved to eat meat and loved Esau. And then the other side, then Rebekah loved Jacob. Can you imagine what kind of family they are? Favoritism in their family. Mother to Jacob, father to Esau. How many years it's been going from they were a child until they were young adult, maybe. Years by years, this all happened. We can call, I think, like dysfunctional families. Have you noticed that? And it happened in verse 32. So it happened. It happened when Esau got back from hunting. Maybe in the middle of the day, the weather is so hot, more than 100 degrees, like in Palm Springs or Arizona, maybe 112 degrees. And at that time, maybe he didn't have any food to eat or drink. And in the middle of the day, he got back at home with Jacob. Remember, Jacob is a good cooker because his mother teach him how to cook. Okay? In the middle of the day, maybe in this time, maybe Jacob have happy lemon. Yeah, in the middle of the day, it's very hot, so hungry, weary. Jacob have happy lemon. So, can you imagine? Can you give me happy lemon, please? Yeah, like that. But at that time, no difference. A soup, red, something like red. Even Esau cannot mention what the name of the food, just something like red. So Esau said, give me to me, please. And Jacob said, sell first your birthright blessing. Sell your birthright. So he answered in verse 32 said, Esau said, look, I'm about to die. So what is this birthright to me? What is that? I'm about to die. Let's think again. Something wrong, something not true about this, right? It's really that Esau is about to die? Huh? No. Isaac is a wealthy man. A lot of livestock, goats, sheep, and cow, everything. Because this family is wealthy. And they have also a lot of servants. So at that time, he just can say that, give me the food. He will get it right away. Okay? So it's not true that it's about to die. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all. So it's not true that he is about to die. They will not happen to Esau at that moment. The things is, it is the thing. So let's see for a moment in this. Something was not right on this verse 32. So after that, Esau ate and despised all the birthright, the privilege, the birthright, just sell to Jacob. And the next thing, Genesis 27. We're going to look on verse 1 to 2. Now it came to pass, when Isaac was old and his eyes were so dim that he could not see, that he called Esau his older son and said to him, "My son." And he answered him, "Here I am." Then he said, "Behold, now I'm old." Genesis 27 verse 2. "Behold, now I'm old. I do not know the day of my death." Now, verse 3. "Now therefore, please take your weapon, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me, and make me savory food such I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die." Isaac has one will before he died. Actually, does Isaac really about to die soon? At that time? Huh? No. 20 years after this, he's still alive. It's not true at all. It's not true. It's not about to die. So just because he has will to bless Esau. But go back to the beginning of Jacob's life, when they were in Rebekah's womb. Does he really forget about that? That God has said to them that the blessing is for Jacob. Does he really forget about that? Or he knew about that, but the thing is, he really want Esau to receive birthright blessing. Just push his agenda to do this. And the third thing, that's all goes wrong. That's the thing, is hunt game. Just bring your bow, just hunt something and make the food for me. They call it hunt game, a game. If Isaac want to bless Esau, actually, does he really need to ask the food? Is that related between the food and the blessing? Actually, no, right? For me, if Isaac want to bless Esau, just, okay, I'm going to bless you. You don't need to cook for me anything. I'm going to bless you right away. But Isaac has something that not right. Just go hunting first. Bring something, make the food, and I will eat, and then I will bless you. Why don't just go get something from the farm? They have a lot of sheep, they have a lot of goat. Just cook from that, right? It's easy. It's more simple compared to hunting first in the field. So everything is going. It's fell apart. For me, this shows something that we have to learn this morning. If we are far, if we are not close with God, usually we decide something that make it us getting worse and worse. Usually what we decide based on our mind, based of our situations, that will goes wrong. If we are not trying to close to God, we decide something. We will decide something. It's deeper and deeper. Maybe we are going to different direction from God's will, from God's purpose. This is just proof something. They do based on their mind, their will. How about Rebecca? In verse 5. Okay? Verse 5. Now Rebecca was listening when Isaac spoke to Esau, his son. And Rebecca, she listened. She was listening at that time. How about her? Still, with the different kind of with Isaac, she knew that Jacob is the one who shall receive the blessing, right? She knew since beginning that the blessing is belong to Jacob. But she knew that Isaac want to bless Esau. So what she need to do? I believe she panic. Wow, no, this is Isaac will bless Esau. Do you know that, like, at that era, Israel is the word of somebody from the father, like the blessing, it's really heavy. The heavy is more, it's not like just the word, but more to the things. If somebody said something, the blessing is just like a things. That's if he bless somebody, so it will stick to that person. It's just like give something to that person. You cannot take it back. So at that era, the word is so heavy. It's so heavy. So Rebecca knows about this. If Isaac bless Esau, that's it. No more blessing for Jacob. So she panicked. I believe she panicked. So she tried anything to make her will happen to Jacob. And finally, she convinced Jacob to do her will, to deceive her husband, to deceive his father. Convinced. Maybe at first, you see from after verse 6 all the way down, that they've been arguing. I believe at first Jacob refused to do that because it's not something not right. What kind of people that have in mind if we have the parents that's very old, or our parents, if they couldn't see anymore and deceive our parents, if we know that the parents is very old, cannot see, what kind of man, what kind of son? Have you deceived blind men before? It's very low. I believe, I don't know, I have to admit at this point, I think too ashamed to admit that, wow, this happened to the devoted family, to Christian family. This is just when if I have to make a movie, I can make a good movie, right? It's really intense, but it's not a good example until this point, of course. So from this point, we can see that everything is getting worse and getting worse. For this point, I still can't believe that cut of Jacob. No way. Far from fit. It's really far. So the next, we jump to the verse 33. Genesis 27, verse 33. And then Isaac. Oh, finally that Esau, Rebekah put Esau clothes on Jacob, make the food for Isaac, and put his hand with the skin goat. At first, that Isaac is still not sure that this is Esau. Are you sure that you are Esau? Yes, father. Okay, and it happened that Isaac blessed Jacob. Okay, and after that Esau came and screamed, and tragedy happened to them. But I want to jump to verse 33. After that all happened, verse 33, then Isaac trembled exceedingly. Trembled exceedingly after that happened. In other translation, New Living Translation said uncontrollably, or trembling violently after that happened to them. He was not angry. He was not sad, but trembling. Why? Why? Because he knew that moment what he was doing was wrong. Right? Just the one thing after that happened remind him that this is wrong. That's why he was trembling violently, not angry, not sad. Just know something that God spoke to him. This is wrong. This is really wrong. I want to share 3 things what we can learn from this Bible verse. First, just look at their lives. From Genesis 25, verse 26 to 27, since beginning of the lives of Jacob and Esau, and jump to only 1 verse 27, they grew. There's nothing in the Bible, the commentary, that have note about their life. What the meaning by this? So, since they were born until youth or young adult, there's nothing special. There's nothing happened to this family. Everything is going okay. Their life is okay. Their business is okay. They have a good life. They have, like Esau, have a good life to go to hunting, enjoy his life, enjoy the world. And Jacob is busy with business, with the family business. The family business is doing okay. Everything is okay, working well. Nothing changed daily, day after day, years by years. So there's nothing changed in their life. So the Bible have no record at all about the change of their life. So it seems that their life is straight. It's going well. It's going okay. But do you know something? If for us it's okay. It's not for God. Maybe it's not okay. If everything is okay for God, no. If you put this in the spiritual graphic, it's not straight line. If everything is going well, working well, everything is just well, and it's okay, actually the line is going down little by little. If everything is okay, our spiritual life is going down. But it's very little difference. But if you see years by years, you will know after that, after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, you will see that actually our spiritual is going down. That's including their life. Their spiritual is going down. Just see how is the relationship between Rebecca and Esau. There's no mention in the Bible that they have a good relationship. Rebecca never speak to Esau, the mother to his son, including even Isaac to Jacob. It's barely speak each other. So this family actually is not something wrong with this, with the relationship, with the favoritism, with everything in this family. It's going down because nothing special, nothing changed for years after years after years. Brother and sister in this place, we have to know. Be careful with the routine activity. Routine is dangerous. Routine make us spoil our life. If everything is okay, that's actually dangerous. One of solution how to counter back the routine activity. You have to do something different. You have to have a goal every year. You have to have something in your life. Achieve something for next year, for this year. Something different. For example, in spiritual, I encourage you to do what? To do like involved in ministry. Maybe something that's more than your boundaries, more than your comfort zone, but something different. Actually, the challenge in our lives make us mature. Amen. That's what we need in our life to increase. We have to increase our spiritual life with something new every year. That help us to increase our spiritual life. If you are now in the ministry, just increase with something different, something new things in the ministry, some new responsible or new things. I think that's help us to increase our spiritual life. So with that, we realize that our spiritual life will grow, will going up, increase years by years, not going down. That's the first thing, how to counter back a routine activity. Even for the devoted families, it could happen if we just straight like that. There's nothing changed. Just do the same thing over and over again, years by years. It's really not good. It's really dangerous for us. The next thing, I want to share something very important about reap and sow. It always happens. It always happens. In Hosea chapter 12, verse 2. Just listen. The Lord also brings a charge against Judah and will punish Jacob according to his ways. According to his deeds, he will recompense him. Actually, just look at the Bible. After Isaac blessed Jacob, after he blessed Jacob, did his life getting better? Did his life is getting better? After Isaac bless him? Do you know? Actually, no. We thought that, no, after Isaac blessed Jacob, Jacob's life will getting better, it's getting better and better. No, actually, no. After that, he has to live from the family, separate from the family. He has to live by himself, separate from his mother, because he really close with his mother, right? Have to leave his mother, to live alone, go work hard to his uncle. After work hard, after years by years, even he was deceived by his uncle and have to work again and again. How many years? 20 years. 20 years is the time to recompense. Because what he did. Reap and sow, even that will happen to us. Not only, okay, by grace, even though that Jacob his life is tough, but God still with him, make him success. But his life is very tough. Just proof about reap and sow. One thing I want to show something. Okay, Jacob deceived his father with animal. What animal? Goat. The soup is goat, right? Soup kambing. It's really okay. No. Okay, and Jacob was deceived by his children with same animal, goat, blood of goat. When Joseph in the hole, right? When he was in the hole, the same animal, reap and sow. Reap and sow. And the things, go back to the first beginning of this sermon. God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob. The things, so why then God still chose Jacob as a God of Jacob? Why? In verse 4, Hosea 12, verse 4, he wrestled with the angel and prevailed. He wept. In the Amplified Bible said that he wept in repentance and sought his favor. He met him at Bethel, and there God spoke with him and through him with us. That's from Amplified Bible. Something different. He wrestled with the angel, with God, and prevailed, wept in repentance, and met him. Something different between Jacob and Esau in the bottom of their heart. If you look at Jacob's life, he always chasing spiritual things. Right? Since beginning of his life, about birthright, about this web, in repentance, seeking God, wrestling with God, just to get a blessing from that person. He wrestling his life to get something, the spiritual things. But the opposite, Esau is put aside spiritual thing, left spiritual thing behind. Different, really different in their heart, totally different. That's what make God choose him, so that we can learn from the life of Jacob. If we try to do something chasing the spiritual things, God will count us God will bless us. God will be with us. Try to increase our spiritual, God will count that. Amen. God will put in his heart, oh, this person is trying or chasing the spiritual things. That's what makes difference between Jacob and Esau. Even though our life maybe fell apart, it doesn't matter as long as we try to get close to God. It's really important for God. If we have in our heart, in our mind, to chasing the spiritual things, it will make difference for our life. Maybe not now, but one day, the blessing, the new birth, the miracles will come into our lives. Because God will see from the heavens, oh, this is my son, this is my daughter. They try to get close with me. So I'm going to protect them. I'm going to bless them. Amen. Just see from the life of Jacob and Esau. That's what makes them. That's what makes Jacob different compared to Esau. About the spiritual things. How about us? Are we despise our privilege, our I don't know, the grace of God? Or we still keep trying to chasing the spiritual things? Let us close with prayer.